Welcome to Into the Northwest Passage. Marie and I made our sailing on August 23, 2025 on the Octantis. This video gives a day-by-day account of the voyage, mostly in pictures. Getting to Nuuk is not easy. We used Viking Air to fly from Washington, D.C. to JFK, where we had a nice dinner and spent the night before a very early 3 a.m. departure to the airport. The national cargo flight to Nuuk, though a bit late, was nice and the food good. We went straight from the plane to the ship, where our rooms were ready and the buffet opened for lunch. In the evening, we had the traditional welcome. Today we took the included tour of Nuuk. Nuuk is the capital and largest city in Greenland. It has a population of about 20,000. Greenland has a total population of about 56,000. This video is from the Hide in the bow of Octantis. We had some rough seas as we headed north from Nuuk, but note how steady the horizon stayed. Itavlik is a small village of about 100 people located on a small island 2 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. There was no organized tour, but we did have a visit to a local home. Our host was a grandmother and her granddaughter, about 20 years old. They served coffee milk, and we had a chance to learn about the town. The grandmother was the village doctor. Her husband was the village sheriff, though she said he had nothing to do because there was no crime. Asked what kinds of medical problems she treats, the granddaughter said, "Everything from sick babies to broken bones. Anything that happens here in Itavlik." To get to Ilulissat, we had to sail north around a large ice field and then back south to Ilulissat. My big treat for the visit was the Best of Ilulissat excursion. This was a small boat trip among the icebergs of Disco Bay, followed by a visit to the Ice Fjord Museum and a hike to overlook the ice fjord. The boat ride was absolutely fantastic. We cruised the bay surrounded by icebergs, some as tall as mountains. Somek Kaljolek Glacier feeds the bay. It is one of the fastest moving glaciers in the world. It annually calves over 46 cubic kilometers, 11 cubic miles of ice. The Ice Fjord Museum has stunning architecture. Its collection is small but interesting. After a short visit to the museum, we did the hike to the overlook. It's a long walk, about 2 miles round trip, with significant ups and downs, ending with a mountain climb. The view from the overlook was nice, but nothing compared to being among the icebergs on the small boat. On the way back to the pier, we passed by one of Ilulissat's sled dog parks. Lots of beautiful dogs. When we got back on ship, there was a cookout on deck 6, where we had savory and sweet crepes and drinks. Great food in an incredible setting. As the sun came up, we sighted Uummannaq. Uummannaq is a small town of 1,500 located about 375 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Our day started with a special operations boat ride around the island. Even on a beautiful day, the wind on the SOB is very cold. Lunch was a cookout on Deck 6. More great food with spectacular views. After lunch, we took a Zodiac to town. The houses were scattered across the hills. One can only wonder how people get home in the winter snow. Most people in Umanak have sled dogs. Before we knew it, it was time to sail away. Day 7 was a day at sea. Time for relaxing and putting together jigsaw puzzles. We arrived with the sun to our first stop in Canada. Ship's time was 6:30 a.m., but local time was only 3:30 a.m., so we had to wait for the locals to wake up. There's a lot of ore carrier traffic to a massive mine farther up the inlet. The locals don't like the shipping because it has greatly disturbed their hunting, but they do get royalties from the mining operation. We Zodiac to the pier and then walked to the community center for a show. Along the way, we stopped at a sod house where a very nice Inuit lady explained about the days of sod huts. The presentation at the community center consisted of Inuit games, songs, history, and ceremonies. For some reason, I captured no sound. One of the games was the muskox push, where opponents locked shoulders and tried to push each other across the floor. Then it was back to the pier and to the ship. We were scheduled to go ashore here, but a polar bear had other ideas. He was sighted from the ship lounge, and everyone rushed to see. We were a long way from shore, so my pixel video only shows a very small bear. The expedition team immediately started getting the Zodiacs ready. The first 4 got to the bear before he wandered off over the hill. Beverly Murdoch was in one of those and got some great pictures. We went out hunting for bears in an SOB and later in a Zodiac, but didn't see any. We did find some muskox, but they were quite far away. Beechy Island is infamous as the last known stop of the ill-fated Franklin expedition of 1845 through 47, which was the first attempt by a European to sail the Northwest Passage. The 2 ships of the expedition overwintered on this barren island. They built a few huts, and 4 of the crew are buried here. Later search expeditions rendezvoused here on a multi-year search to find the Franklin men and their ships. This was our only wet landing. It was a cold -4 Celsius and windy day, but my Viking gear kept me mostly warm. The gravesite is really barren, a very sad but hauntingly beautiful place. Day 11, we were at sea, but not idle. There was the hangar tour and a weather balloon launch, the last of 3 on our trip.
The wind is not blowing very much, and we have exactly 2 minutes to go, guys. Central, and then we'll put this data up live in Expedition Central, so you can see the data coming in live on the screen down in Expedition Central. Okay, how far are we, guys? You're almost ready? We are very close now. I just need to wait for the 11 o'clock. And there's a good reason why I'm waiting for exactly this time, is because right at this moment, all over the world, there's a bunch of people holding on to balloons, waiting for that 1 minute to change. And then we'll be releasing it right at the same time as all the balloons all over the world. So around about 1,000 balloons all over the world will be releasing at this exact same moment. All right, so guys, do you want to help us count us down? Let's start at 5. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, let it go, guys. Okay, bye, balloon.
Known to us as Mickey, a cultural ambassador, he is actually a well-known artist in many fields, most notably graphics arts. He's also a great singer. Here's a short clip from what was a mesmerizing performance. We had a wonderful tour of the galley where all that great food is prepared. This morning we had a tour of the bridge. It's more like a starship than a steamship. Lunch was chocolate extravaganza day. Loved the walrus and the polar bear. This afternoon I spent an unforgettable hour talking with Draco, the chief engineer, about how everything on the ship works. One officer and one seaman can monitor every aspect of the ship's operation. You could tell he truly loves Octantis. Today at lunch, Maria and I celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary with our daughter and her husband. 12:30 a.m., Northern Lights. What an end to a fantastic cruise.
And the try will help from the crew.
Where's the crew?
Where's the crew?
What do I do when my ship is away?
Second crew to be
And how do I feel by the end of the day?